Hare Krishna, Saraswati Mataji, Rashmi Mataji. We'll start in few minutes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandot Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandot Pranam. All Shishla Prabhupada. How is your daughter?
Yeah, she's fine, Prabhuji.
1 year vadinda Mataji?
అవును ప్రభుజీ 1 year అయింది ప్రభుజీ. నెక్స్ట్ వీక్ సత్సంగంలో కేక్ కట్ చేస్తున్నాం ప్రభుజీ నక్షత్రం ప్రకారం.
Right, sure. So I will come and take the cake and give blessings.
యా షూర్ ప్రభుజీ ప్లీజ్ కమ్. ఎప్పుడు వస్తున్నారు ప్రభుజీ? వచ్చేస్తారా?
లేదు మాతాజీ, సెప్టెంబర్ లాస్ట్ వీక్ అట్లా వస్తుంది.
ఓకే ప్రభుజీ.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, all glory to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. We will start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarane. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavranda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukhaṁ karoti vācālaṁ pangam langhayate girim yatkripātamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanyam Ishwaram Om Apavitra Pavitro Va Sarvavas Sangatopi Va Yasmaret Pundarikaksham Sabhahya Abhyantaram Suchihi Sri Vishnu Sri Vishnu Sri Vishnu Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashyante Surayo Diviva Chakshuratatam Sadviprasa Vipanyevo Jagruham Sasamindate Vishnu Yat Paramam Padam Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Thank you very much for joining today. So we'll start um Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita. Very devotees. Okay. Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada, how can we be repaid to the Acharya? You know the one verse from Bhakti Vaibhava, we learned that verse. What is that verse? We always have to remember that, they won't expect anything. The spiritual master, real Guru, they won't expect anything. They wanted to distribute knowledge. They wanted to share for well-being of us, for our eternal well-being of us. And they won't look for any material benefit or uh, materialistic hankering for or looking for something. Folded arms, folded folded hands containing water. Right? That is the only there. That is also is a that is also um, as an etiquette actually. You can understand this verse, right? The verse, what they are looking for. यैदृशी भगवतो गतिरात्मवादः एकान्ततो निगमभिः प्रतिपादितानः तुष्यन्तवदभ्रकरुणा स्वकृतेन नित्यम् को नाम तत्प्रतिकरोति विनोदपात्रम्. Whenever we hear this, we have to remember this verse actually, Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada has given this information, this Bhakti Yoga, very easily understandable manner, especially if we look these words, by explaining the path of self-realization, in relation to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and whose explanations are given for our enlightenment with complete conviction and with Vedic evidence. How can we repay on the folded hands with containing water? Oblations. Okay. So that is what beauty, right? When we see Prabhupada purpose, he is giving the connected verses, uh, uh, the points, understand from different scriptures to reconfirm with Vedic evidence, complete conviction. And such great person can be satisfied only by their own activities. How to understand by their own activities? By their own activities means can be satisfied only by their own activities. They distribute, that's it. They don't want to. Prabhupada wanted, if I can't, yeah. Anyway, somehow I come to this dirty land, he said, dirty land called America. But, what he's saying here can be satisfied only by their own activities. He wanted to just, if one, by these teachings, if one person becomes a nice devotee, my life becomes successful. But Krishna is not leaving him. Krishna is not left him. Krishna has sent many souls. He is not looking for that. He is just giving the knowledge and sharing this knowledge as it is. And they are self-satisfied. And in this Bhakti Vaibhava also, another verse, of course from Bhagavatam, very important verse. By showing mercy to all living in Jivadaya, being satisfied somehow or other, self-satisfaction, restricting or regulating the senses from sense enjoyment. These three, how can we quickly satisfy Supreme Lord? How can we quickly satisfy Supreme Lord? To maintain compassionate to all the living entities, being a friendly nature, even insect, even uh, Prahlada, yeah, even insect, even uh, any living entities. A minute, sometimes we see with our blunt eyes, tiny living, even uh, smaller than ant also we see. So that's also an entity. Soul is there in that. We have to nicely take care of them. And restricting the senses or regulating the senses from sense enjoyment. So that can be satisfied Krishna. These regulated principles are for our benefit only. So why I'm telling all this? Because uh, since we are not going to touch Bhakti-Vaibhava slokas, I again, fourth canto chapter done. Three various verses we learned from the Bhakti-Vaibhava from the fourth canto. This is the module 3. Previously we learned from 1 to 11 these verses Vidya, Tapo, Gunadikan, and Yonta Pravista, Bhakti Muhu, Pravadam, and then next exam, Varan, Vibho. These are all slokas we practiced. Sauttama Sloka Mahanuka Chitama. Now third exam. These are the verses we learned last 10 days like that. So very important verses. We can revisit later. Um, and and this is what I wanted to remember since we are going to read Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita. So this is very important. We have to remember this. Yaidrishi Bhagavato Gatiratmavada Ekantato Nigamibhi Pratipaditanaha Tusyanta Padaprakaruna Swakritena Nityam Ko Nama Tat Pratikaroti Vinoda Patra. Yeah. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, so anybody remembered which chapter without looking? Before I share, anybody, any chapter? Which chapter we have to read from Lilamrita? Volume 1 only. Happy smile. Whenever I see this picture, I feel very happy. Personally, I'm very happy.
Staying for high forever, stay high forever, or is it?
Staying forever. Yeah. But this one also, I feel that beyond the lower east side also, we did now.
The price affair, price affair.
The price affair, okay.
Swami invites
No,
hippies.
Jagannath Puri was also over, no?
No, I think.
Swami invites hippies, yeah. Swami invites hippies.
Swami invites the hippies అయిపోయింది అనుకుంటా ఇది కాలేదు అంతా
Price
Price
affair
affair
కూడా
చదవదు.
అయిపోయింది ప్రభుజీ నాకు. Even Jagannath Puri was
కాదు.
also happening, I think.
జగన్నాథ్ పురి
అయిపోయిందా?
Jagannath Puri కూడా అయిపోయింది.
నో మాతది జగన్నాథ్ పురి అంటే చైతన్య చరితామృతం ఇక్కడ అదే మిక్స్ చేస్తున్నారు. నో
ఏం లేదు, ప్రైస్ affair ఇంట్రొడక్షన్ వచ్చింది మాతాజీ ప్రీవియస్ చాప్టర్ లో అంతే. వాడు ఎవడో ప్రైస్ అనే ఒక రియల్ ఎస్టేట్ ఏజెంట్ ఉంటాడు కదా, వాడు చాలా నీట్ గా మాట్లాడుతున్నాడు, సోప్ వేస్తున్నాడు డివోటీస్ అక్కడ దాకా వచ్చింది అంతే. అంతే కదా.
అదే గుర్తురావట్లేదు మరి నేను చదివానా లేదంటే.
This is where last, I think, when Prabhupada and the boys passed days. Last time, anybody remember any memory, recollection? This one only, I think, when Prabhupada and the boys passed a sloping green lawn just off Kesar Drive, the boys pointed out that this was the famous hippie hill. The early morning,
ప్రైస్ affair
Yes.
we should read the price affair. ఎందుకంటే వాడు ఇప్పుడు ఎట్లా చేస్తాడు ఏంటని చూడాలి. యాక్చువల్లీ నీట్ గా మాట్లాడుతున్నాడు ముందు చాప్టర్ లో.
But in a few hours, hundreds of hippies would gather here to lounge on the grass, meet friends, and get high. Prabhupada advised the boys to come here.
Done this. Yeah.
Okay, Haribol, we'll start.
20 is over, 21 చేయాలి. కరెక్ట్.
మాధవి
యా చాప్టర్ 20 is over అనుకుంటా. లాస్ట్ రెఫరెన్స్ మీరు ఇచ్చింది 20 ఉంది.
స్టే హై
21 చేయాలి.
21 కూడా అయింది మాధవి. 21 అయింది.
స్వామి ఇన్వర్స్ హిప్పీస్ అయిపోయిందండి. స్వామి ఇన్వర్స్ హిప్పీస్ అది అన్ని డిఫరెంట్ డిఫరెంట్ రాలేదా హిప్పీస్?
అది చూడొచ్చులే. ఎనీవే ఒక్క నిమిషం, రీకన్ఫర్మ్, జస్ట్ హోల్డ్ ఆన్ ఫర్ ఎ మినిట్. ఓకే, ఐ విల్ టెల్ యూ. ఒక 2 minutes టైం, ఐ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ టెల్ యూ, సో దట్ వి సీక్వెన్స్ మిస్ కావద్దు, అది పర్పస్. ఓకే, వన్ సెకండ్. ఉంటుందండి, కరెక్ట్ ఉంటాయి. 21 డన్. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్.
వి నీడ్ టు డూ ప్రైస్ ఎఫ్ఐఆర్ అండి.
21 అంతవరకే చూస్తున్నా నేను రికార్డింగ్ది. ఒక్క నిమిషం ఇక్కడ. ఎస్పీ లీలామృత వాల్యూమ్ 1.21 ఉంది. సో యూ ఫర్ షూర్, నాకు గుర్తులేదు కదా, నేను మధ్యలో డ్రాప్ అయిపోవడం ఇర్రెగ్యులర్ ఉంది. స్వామి ఇన్వైట్స్ హిప్పీస్
అయిపోయింది. ఇజ్రాయెల్ ర్యాబిట్ అది ఉంది కదా, అయిపోయింది. హరిదాస ఇదంతా అయిపోయిందండి.
ర్యాబిట్. ఓకే ఓకే, షూర్. దెన్
we have to do the price of it. Chapter.
ఆయన నువ్వు బుక్ మార్క్ చేస్తావు కదా బుక్ లో?
నేను కూడా అప్పుడు ఇందులోనే షేర్ చేసా కదా.
ఎనీవే ఓకే ఓకే,
ప్రైస్ ఎఫ్ఐఆర్ చదవాలి.
ఎనీవే విల్ స్టార్ట్. ప్రైస్ అఫేర్. So Lavanya, what is your situation? You have to go out, right? You want me to manage?
Yeah, I can manage. నేను తర్వాత కదా, we will end little early today. Okay,
సో
చదవండి.
నేను చదివిస్తా. చదివి ఓవర్ టు యూ. ఆల్ కంటిన్యూ. ప్రభు లలిత్ మోహన్ ప్రభు కి జై. సో ప్రభు, we will go back to Rudra Geetam ప్రభు. అంటే just I want to share few things here. ప్రభుజీ
చెప్పండి ప్రభు.
విల్ టేక్ బ్రేక్
ప్రభు, టెల్ మీ.
విల్ టేక్ బ్రేక్ ఫర్ శ్లోక రిజిస్ట్రేషన్. ఇంతవరకు లెట్ మీ సీ ఇంకేమన్నా.
ఇంకా ఒక 7 or 8 శ్లోకాస్ ఉన్నాయి ప్రభుజీ.
ఇక్కడ బ్రేక్ ఫర్ శ్లోక రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ అన్నాం. 59 వరకు. 59 తర్వాత 60 to 70 వరకు ఉన్నాయి ప్రభు. అంటే ఇంకా 11 అనుకోండి. 11 వర్సెస్ ఉన్నాయి. రోజుకో 2 చెప్పేసాను ప్రభు. ఓకేనా?
అవునా?
రోజుకో 2 చెప్పేసి 5 days. నెక్స్ట్ వీక్ మొత్తం మళ్ళా వి వాంట్ టు ప్రాక్టీస్ ఈచ్ డివోటీ 40 వర్సెస్ అందరు చేయాలి. ఎందుకంటే ఇది వెరీ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ చాప్టర్.
స్లోగా వెళ్దాం ప్రభు, కంగారు లేదు, వెళ్దాం.
ఓకే, సో ఇప్పుడు ఇది ఒకటి షేర్ చేస్తాను, ఈ స్లైడ్. సో యూ ఆల్ కంటిన్యూ. ఎత్రేదం భజతే, లేదంటే ఒకసారి రిసైడ్ చేస్తాను అన్ని. 54, 55, 56, 7, 8, 9. మధ్య మధ్యలో బ్రేక్ తీసుకున్నప్పుడు అన్ని ఒక దగ్గర పెట్టాను కదా, అట్లా చేస్తారు మీ ఇష్టం. సో 33 నుంచి
నీ ఇష్టం బ్రదర్, ఎట్లా అంటే అట్లా.
33 నుంచి 38 ఒకసారి చేసినాము, మొత్తం 6 శ్లోకాస్ ఒకసారి. దెన్ 39 to 43 5 శ్లోకాలు చేసినాం ఒకసారి. దెన్ 39 46 3 5 8 ఈ 8 శ్లోకాలు ఒకసారి అట్లా చేసినాము. యా ఇది సేమ్ అంతేనా 50, ఇది ఒకసారి అట్లా. యా మధ్య మధ్యలో నేర్చుకున్న తర్వాత ఒక 6-7 శ్లోకాలు నేర్చుకున్న తర్వాత వి డిడ్ ఫర్ రివిజన్ లా చేసినాం. సో దిస్ వాజ్ ద లాస్ట్ టైం 54 to 59 ఉన్నాయి 6 శ్లోకాస్. ఇంకా 11 శ్లోకాస్ ఉన్నాయి బాబు. ఓకే యా
చేద్దాం ప్రభు, 11 చేసాక చేద్దాం ఇక.
ఇది పంపిస్తా అయితే. ఓకే, ఈ ల్యాప్టాప్ లో కనెక్ట్ అయినావా? అవునా,
ఎస్ ఎస్ యా. బట్ రెండు చేద్దామంటారా డైలీ?
ఒకటొకటే. ఎస్,
డిఫికల్ట్.
ఒకటొకటే ఇద్దాం. నో ప్రాబ్లం. ఓకే, జగద్గురు శ్రీల ప్రభుపాదకి జై. శ్రీల ప్రభుపాద లీలామృత వాల్యూమ్ 1 23 chapter The Price Affair. Swamiji's disciples in New York were surprised to find that they could still carry on in his absence. At first, rising early, go to the storefront, and holding the morning kirtana and class had been difficult. Without Swamiji, everything had seemed empty. But he had taught them what to do, and gradually they realized that they should simply follow what he had shown them, or even imitate, as a child imitates his parents. And it worked. At first they had been too shy to speak or lead the kirtana, so they had played tapes of Swamiji's kirtanas and classes. But when the evenings came and guests attended the temple, the devotees felt compelled to give live classes. Raya Rama, Brahmananda, Satsvarupa, and Rupanuga took turns giving brief talks and even answering challenging questions from the same Lower East Side audiences that Srila Prabhupada had lion tamed for 6 months. Things were shaky and lagging without him, and yet lacking without him, and yet in a sense he was still present. And the devotees found that everything, the chanting, the cooking, the taking of prasadam, the preaching could still go on. On Jan 19, just 3 days after his arrival in San Francisco, Prabhupada had returned back to his New York disciples. They were his spiritual children and were very dear to him. Although far from his homeland, India, he hadn't thought first of writing to anyone there. Since he was a sannyasi, he had no interest in writing to any family members or relatives. And as for writing to his godbrothers, there was not much importance in that, since they had repeatedly shown their reluctance to help. But being in a new city among new faces and having met with an initial fanfare of success, Prabhupada had wanted to share the news with those most eager to hear from him. He had also wanted to reassure his disciples whom, after only a few months of training, he was expecting to conduct the Krishna consciousness movement in New York. My dear Brahmananda, Hayagriva, Ketananda, Satsvarupa, Gargamuni, Achutananda, Jadurani, please accept my greetings and blessings of Guru Gauranga Giridhari Gandharvika, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati disciples, deities. Okay, Prabhu. Yeah, Chandraman Prabhu. Yeah, okay. You have already got the news of our safe arrival and good reception by the devotees here. Mr. Allen Ginsberg and 50 or 60 others received us on the airport. And when I arrived in my apartment, there were some press reporters also. Excuse me. Press reporters also who took note of my mission. Three papers like the Examiner and the Chronicles, etc. have already published the report. One of the report is sent here with please find. I wish that 1,000 copies of this report may be offset printed at once, and 100 copies of the same may be sent here as soon as possible. I understand that you are feeling my absence. Krishna will give you strength. Physical presence is immaterial. Presence of the transcendental sound received from the spiritual master should be guidance of life. Important word, should be guidance of life. That will make our spiritual life successful. Not every time vapu seva, physical appearance. Vani Seva is very important, and that is a guidance of life. That will make our spiritual life successful. That's where Prabhupada Vani, our Guru Maharaj lectures. If you feel very strongly about my absence, you may place my pictures on my sitting places, and there will be source of inspiration for you. I am very much anxious to hear about the final decision of the house. I wish to open the house by the 1st of March 1967, and arrangement may be done dexterously, dexterously in this connection. I have not as yet received the tapes for dictaphone, and I have sent you tapes yesterday. Please offer my blessings to Sriman Neil. Sriman Rayarama is cooking well and distributing prasadam to the devotees, numbering sometimes 70. It is very encouraging. I think the center will be very nice branch without delay. Everything is prospective. Hope you are all well and awaiting your early reply. Haribol. So you open from this paragraph, Ravanya. Okay. Haribol.
Can you read some more? I'm just opening.
Yes. The letter had helped, especially the second paragraph. Brahmananda had posted it in the storefront. Now Swamiji had clearly enunciated that they were still with him and he was still in New York with them. It was something special, service to the spiritual master in separation. And even the devotees in San Francisco who were with Swamiji every day could not yet know its special taste. While the devotees in New York performed their daily duties, they often quoted from the letter and thought about it. Krishna will give you strength. Physical presence is immaterial. Presence of the transcendental sound received from the spiritual master should be guidance of life. That will make our spiritual life successful. Again, same, repeated. All the Prabhupada had written that they could place his photograph on his seat. On his seat, no one had a photograph. They had to ask the devotees in San Francisco for one. A boy took some poor color snapshots and sent them to New York, and the devotees placed one at Prabhupada's sitting place in his apartment. It helped. Haribol. Now ready? Hare Krishna.
షేర్ చేయరా ఒకసారి గ్రూప్ లో?
ఇక్కడనే పెడుతున్నా వాట్సాప్ ఇక్కడనే పెడుతున్నా చాట్ మెసేజ్. Okay, I will call out names now. Prabhu, thank you for joining today. I'm seeing good attendance. I just put one message. Thank you for seeing the messages and responded and joined. Please continue give good association in the morning. I don't know this week again our dear Chaitanya Charan Prabhu is coming from Wednesday onwards. Classes there from 8 to 10. So what we need to do? So whether we did just 30 minutes, 35 minutes in the before 8 or before 8:15, let us know so that I will open the bridge and we can read something and you go to the call. Otherwise, it's up to you. I just want to let you know. I already Lilam Prabhu put message, right? So Chaitanya Charan Prabhu's those 4 sessions, Krishna's history in different places, Krishna Charitra. Okay, very nice classes. I'm also looking forward, but you decide whether we stop for this week or here there. It's up to you. And the same attendance, please continue for next week also if you are going there. And whoever not, I don't know. He may share in the YouTube link also. We can hear. It's up to you all decide. Devotees. This week, right? This Friday, Wednesday onwards, right? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. 4 classes. Anyway, Saturday we don't have classes. Japan devotees, what we need to do? We will decide tomorrow.
Yes,
Haribol.
Prabhuji. Prabhuji, it depends on how many people are actually going for the class. Because if many people are staying back, you might as well do the call for them.
Okay. Sometimes he may send, no, Lilamrita may send YouTube link. I
Yeah,
don't.
he sends.
Sometimes,
He sends.
sometimes.
Sometimes he uploads it later. Like for Gopi Gita, he did that. It was not live.
Okay, I will ask him. Prabhuji, this is a
Yeah.
situation. Do you want me to continue these classes for our readings? Since some of the devotees may or may not come, what he said, and then I will go
Yeah.
with that. Okay, very good.
Yeah, because most of the people, if they're not coming, they will miss this reading class also and that also.
Yes, Mother. Okay.
Those who are going can eventually can catch up with you. That's my opinion, but you can check with everything.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, in our case, actually, only Kawan Prabhuji will go, Prabhuji. I'll stay back at home because Kesari will go to school at 8:15.
That's a different time. I feel that whoever having children, they won't be able to go to center, and because in the morning till 8 o'clock they are busy. They will be busy to
I
preparing
am
them.
planning to go because my son leaves at 7:30. But
Yeah.
that is fine, Prabhuji, because it is only 4 days if I miss the reading class. But others should not miss. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. We will take
I am
this.
planning to go, Prabhu.
You are going?
Yes.
Enjoy. Very good. Okay.
I'm
We
not
will.
going. I'm not.
Yeah. We will discuss. ఒక మాట ఆయన చెప్తా. What he will tell. Let us see. Okay. We don't want to conflict, and you don't want to feel about that. That's my intention. Anyway, you all continue devotees, please. Thank you for showing interest, and please continue give us a session like this. Let us show our enthusiasm. Utsaha, dhairya, nishayat, tat karma pravartana. We all, most of all, us done with Bhakti Shastri. Remember that verse always. Rupa Goswami is nicely instructed us. Utsaha, dhairya, nishaya, tat karma pravartana. Devotee association is actually, without devotee association, we cannot do any Krishna conscious business activity. This is also business, engaging our senses in right perspective. Haribol, thank you so much. Dandavad Pranam. You know, right? Which paragraph? Need help. For Prabhupada also, the letter, ఇక్కడ కింద ఇక్కడ. For Prabhupada also, the letter to his disciples.
Yes.
Yeah, call out all of devotees. Nicely engaged, all of you. 9:10 వరకు 9:05 వరకు చదివించేసాయి. ఆ తర్వాత I'm gonna share the screenshot of the Rudra Gita verse. Please continue. Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
9:15 వరకు క్లోజ్ చేయమ్మా if you want. ఓకేనా? అదే 9:30 అయినా ఇట్స్ ఓకే. 10 o'clock కదా, 10 తర్వాత కదా.
Yeah, but I need to have this one, right? Breakfast, lunch.
Okay.
సరే మేడం 9:15 వరకు కంప్లీట్ చేసేస్తాం.
అయితే 9 వరకు చదివించేసి, అంటే ఇంకొక 9:05 ఒక 35 to 40 minutes చదివించేసి ఒక 10 minutes లో రిసైటేషన్. హరిబోల్.
హరే కృష్ణ. హరే కృష్ణ. ప్రభుజీ అండ్ మాతాజీ దండవత్ ప్రణామ్. Yeah. Sandhya Mataji, are you able to read?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. But Prabhupada also, the letter to his disciples in New York marked a milestone. This was the basis on which he hoped to conduct a world movement. He could travel from place to place and yet be simultaneously present in many places by his instructions. Brahmananda, as president of the New York Temple, frequently phoned San Francisco. The chanting is the focal point, he told Hayagriva. We can always sit and chant. We are bringing to understand what Swamiji meant when he said that worship in separation is more relishable. And Srila Prabhupada wrote to his New York disciples regularly, at least once a week. Ramananda got most of the business instructions, arranged to purchase a new building in New York, see Mr. Kalman, and get copies of the Kirtana record, get a copy of the movie a filmmaker had made of devotees, investigate the possibility of publishing Bhagavad Gita. If I am assisted by one expert typewriter, Prabhupada wrote Ramananda, we can publish every 3 months a book. And the more we have books, the more we become respectable.
Yes, Mata. Thank you.
Thank you, Mata.
Saraswati Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Swarupa got a letter from Prabhupada asking him to type the dictated tapes of the new book teachings of Lord Chaitanya, although Prabhupada's typist Neil had gone to San Francisco, after a day he had disappeared. I think you have 5 tapes with you because I have got only 3 with me. Prabhupada wrote, see that the tapes do not miss. Satsvarupa had written, inquiring how he would be able to understand transcendental knowledge. You are a sincere devotee of the Lord, Prabhupada replied, and certainly he will bless you with auspicious advancement in the matter of spiritual understanding. Raya Rama got a letter encouraging him to continue publishing the magazine. Back to Godhead will always remain the backbone of the society. Your ambition should always be how to improve the quality. Achyutananda, one of the youngest devotees, only 18, was now working alone in the kitchen. In a letter, Srila Prabhupada wrote to 5 devotees, signing his name 5 times. He told Achyutananda, since Kirtanananda is absent, certainly you're feeling some strain. But the more you serve Krishna, the more you become stronger. I hope you are being properly assisted by your other God brothers. Prabhupada advised Gargamuni, also 18, to cooperate with his old God brothers, asking whether Gargamuni had gone to see his mother. Prabhupada said she hoped she was all right. Since Gargamuni was the temple treasurer, Srila Prabhupada advised him checks should be drawn with full deliberation.
Thank
Can
you,
I
Mataji.
continue?
Thank you,
Mataji.
Mataji. Yes. Deepa Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Prabhupada wrote, Jadurani, I always remember you as the nicest girl because you are so devoutly engaged in the service of Krishna. She had informed him that she had been cheated by a boyfriend, and Srila Prabhupada replied, better you accept Krishna as your husband and he'll never be unfaithful. Devote yourself therefore 24 hours in the service of Krishna and see how you feel happy in all respects. Rupanuga had written Prabhupada that the temperature in New York had dropped below zero and that there had been a 2-day blizzard. Srila Prabhupada wrote, certainly this situation would have been a little troublesome for me because I am an old man. I think Krishna wanted to protect me by shifting me here at San Francisco, where the climate is certainly like India and I am feeling comfortable, but uncomfortable also because at New York, I felt at home on account of so many beloved students like you. As you are feeling my absence, so I am feeling for you. But we're all happy on account of Krishna consciousness, either here or there. May Krishna join us always in his transcendental service. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you. Akinchan Prabhuji. Sirisha Mataji, Unnara?
Hare Krishna Mataji, I also.
Chautara? Yeah.
Yeah, Rashmi, you can continue after you.
Yeah. Rashmi
Okay.
Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavat pranam.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
The neophyte disciples in the New York felt assurance from their spiritual masters' words and by their own experience. Service in separation was a transcendental fact. They were improving in chanting on their beats, and the New York center was going on. So long our Kirtana is all right. Prabhupada wrote, there is no difficulty at all, but there was only one difficulty. Attempt to purchase a new building which had gone on smoothly while Prabhupada had been present had become a great problem as soon as he had left. Shortly after Srila Prabhupada's departure for San Francisco, Brahmananda had given Mr. Price $1,000. And Mr. Price had promised to help the devotees get their building. When Prabhupada heard this, he became perturbed. In the opinion of the devotees and all the trustees here, $1,000 has been risked without any understanding. I know that you are doing your best, but still there has been an error of judgment. I am not at all displeased displeased with you, but they say that Mr. Price will never be able to secure financial help from any other source. He is simply taking time under different pretext, changing constantly. Therefore, you should not pay even a farthing more than what you have paid. If he want any more money, you should flatly refuse. Should I continue, Mataji? Should I continue, Mataji?
Sirisha Mataji, Hare Krishna. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
Hare
speaking on mute.
Krishna.
Yeah. Dandavat Pranam, Mataji. Yeah.
Yeah. Srila Prabhupada remembered Mr. Prince and their first meeting, at which the blonde-haired, elegantly dressed businessman, his face tanned even in winter, had addressed him as Your Excellency. That addresses alone had made Prabhupada distract him. There was a Bengali saying, "Too much devotion donates a thief." Prabhupada knew that businessmen were prone to cheat and that an American businessman would be particularly difficult to deal with. Prabhupada's American disciples were innocent children in worldly affairs. He was ready to instruct them step by step, but now, without consulting him, they had become involved in an unbusinesslike transaction, risking $1,000 of the society money without any written agreement. Srila Prabhupada had visited the building on Stuyvesant Street, and he wanted it. It was a historical, well-kept, aristocratic building suitable for his New York headquarters. It was worth the 110,000 price if they could afford it, but it was difficult for Prabhupada to know from San Francisco what was going on between Brahmananda and the businessman. And the difficulty increased as letters and phone calls from Brahmananda introduced other person involved. Aside from Mr. Prince, there was Mr. Tyler, the owner, and Mr. Tyler's lawyer, who seemed independent of Mr. Tyler. And finally, there was ISKCON's lawyer, who also had a mind of his own. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Yeah. Akinchan Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
మాతాజీ నేను కూడా ఉన్నాను.
Unnara? Yeah, you can read Mataji.
ఓకే, ఎక్కడి నుంచి ఆల్దోనా?
Although the Prabhupada disciples. Yeah.
మాతాజీ స్క్రీన్ కింద చేయాలి మీరు అలాంటి. అచ్చా, యా, ఓకే, గాట్ ఇట్. Although Srila Prabhupada's disciples usually surrendered to his direction, they seemed bent on listening to the businessman's promises, even though their spiritual master had cautioned them not to. Prabhupada became disturbed. His preaching in San Francisco was being threatened by fears that the businessman would cheat in his society of what he had begun in New York. With no responsible advisors to turn to, Srila Prabhupada sometimes discussed the problem with Mukunda and other devotees in his room. They all agreed that the transaction seemed highly irregular. Brahmananda was probably being led on by false promises. Brahmananda, however, saw Mr. Price as a rare person, a successful man who wanted to help the devotees. Although no other respectable businessman had ever shown interest, Mr. Price listened and sympathized, and he would greet the devotees with Hare Krishna. Brahmananda was well aware of the humble economic and social position of the devotees. They were almost all ex-hippies and they were poor. But here was Mr. Price, a wealthy man with diamond cufflinks, who was always glad to see them, shake his hands, pat his back, and speak appreciatively of the religion of India and the moral behavior of a small band of devotees. Mr. Price had received a group of devotees as guests in his apartment and said nice things about each one of them. He had said that Haigriva was an excellent writer and that Back to Godhead was the best magazine on the market, and that its mimeographed appearance made it look even better than the slicks. He said he would give the devotees a movie projector. Okay. And he came close to saying that he could liquidate some of his money, he would give them the building. Brahmananda, who saw Mr. Price a few times a week, would come away intoxicated with high hopes. The Krishna consciousness movement could rise to success through this wealthy man's patronage. After leaving Mr. Price's office, Brahmananda would rejoin the devotees in the evening and tell them all that had happened. On nights when there were no public kirtanas, the devotees would hold meetings. Swamiji had named them Ishta Goshtis to discuss the instructions of the spiritual master, and the Ishta Goshtis became dominated by the talks of Mr. Price and the building.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Mataji, shall I read?
Madhavi Mataji, Hare Krishna. I'm saying
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandat Pranam.
Yeah, Dandat Pranam.
Yeah.
You can read, Mataji.
Yeah. One night, Brahmananda explained why he had given Mr. Price $1,000. Mr. Price had asked for something to work with. It was like earnest money, and it was also for a trip. Mr. Price had to take a Pittsburgh to see whether he could release some of his wealth to use in Krishna's service. One of the boys asked whether there would be any receipt or written agreement. Swamiji had taught them to use receipts, at least among us themselves. Gargamuni and Satsvarupa, as treasurer and secretary, signed each voucher, and Gargamuni kept the vouchers on file. These included requests for items like 50 cents for a hat and $3 for sneakers. Brahmananda said he had mentioned a written statement to Mr. Price but hadn't pressed the matter. Anyway, it wasn't necessary or even desirable, since they were not simply conducting business with Mr. Price but cultivating a relationship. Mr. Price was a well-wisher, a friend who was helping them as charity. He was going to do big things and use his influence to get the building. This $1,000 was just a gesture to show their interest and to show Mr. Price's friends the devotees were not joking. They had some money. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Mataji. Yeah, Chandamalli Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah, you can read, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. In fact, the devotees had $10,000, 5,000 in small donations, and $5,000 donation from a wealthy hippie. In addition to donations, the temple had a regular monthly income of $800. Brahmananda's $400 paycheck from his job as a substitute teacher for the New York City public school system, and the $400 paycheck Saswarupa earned as a case worker for the welfare department. But the devotees were in no position to buy any building, and they know it. All the more reason Brahmananda explained that Ishtagoshti, why they had to depend on Mr. Price. After all, he reasoned Swamiji himself had inspired them to look for a $1 lakh building. Swamiji knew they could not pay for such a building except in some extraordinary way. And Mr. Price, Brahmananda figured must be the way. Swamiji wanted the building. No sooner had he reached San Francisco than he had written back. I'm very anxious to hear about the final decision of the house. I wish to open the house by the 1st of March 1967, and arrangement may be done dexterously in the connection.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah, Hare Krishna. Akinjan Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
The assembled devotees listened to the Brahmananda's explanation, sympathized, and added their own understanding of how Krishna and Swamiji were working. There were a few contrary remarks and opinions, but basically everyone agreed. Brahmananda's dealings with Mr. Price were all right. When Kirtananda and Raya Rama returned to the New York from San Francisco, they consulted with Brahmananda. Then Brahmananda went to Mr. Price, who promised that if someone they couldn't get the building, he would return at least $750. The balance of money represented travel in the devotees' interest, but they would get the building, Mr. Price assured him. Mr. Price told Brahmananda the latest he had found a wealthy financier, Mr. Hall, who had almost agreed to pay the full $1 lakh for the building. Mr. Price was working, and Mr. Hall, who happened to be his close friend, sorry. Prospects seems to good, but the devotees would also have to do their part. Mr. Price explained by putting up $5,000, Mr. Price would then arrange everything else.
Hare Krishna.
Ready?
Yeah. Sapan Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Mr. Price set up a meeting with an architect on Park Avenue, and soon Brahmananda and Satswarupa were sitting with Mr. Price and his architect friend reviewing sketches. To give the building that authentic Indian temple look, the architect proposed a facade with arches and, if they liked, domes. It was wonderful. Of course, they didn't dare ask him how much it would cost, but Mr. Price even hinted that the work might be done for free. After Mr. Price served himself, his architect friend some liquor and offered some to the boys. Although he knew they wouldn't accept it, the two men held up the tinkling glass, smiled, and politely toasted themselves, and the boys saying Hare Krishna. While going down on the elevator, Mr. Price spoke eloquently of the devotees' faith in God. He said that others might argue about the existence of God, but the most convincing thing was the devotees' personal experience. Your personal testimony, Mr. Price assured them, is the best argument. It is a very powerful thing. The boys nodded. Later, among themselves, they laughed about the liquor, but still they figured that these men wanted to help. Hare
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah, Lalit Mohan Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. When Srila Prabhupada heard about the latest developments, he did not share his disciples' optimism. On February 3rd, he wrote to Gargamuni, I had a talk with your brother Brahmananda yesterday on the Dell. I'm glad that Mr. Price has promised to return the amount of $750 in case no sale contract is made. But in any case, you should not pay any farthing more than what you have already paid, either to the lawyer or to Mr. Price, unless there is actual sale contract made. It appears to me very gloomy about the transaction because there was no basic understanding before the payment of $1,000, either to the lawyer or to the real estate. This is not business-like. Unless there is a basic understanding, where is the way of transaction? If there was no basic understanding, why so much waste of time and energy? I cannot understand. And if there were a basic understanding, why is it changed so quickly? I am therefore perturbed in the mind. When there was no basic understanding, what was the need for appointing lawyer? Anyway, it is my advice that you should not consult me before issuing any further money. But I hope you will make the transaction successful without further delay. Thank you, Mataji.
You can read this one also.
Okay. Srila Prabhupada had also instructed Gargamuni to protect the $10,000 in the bank and never withdraw any sum that would leave a balance of less than 6,000. Prabhupada had left one account for which the devotees were the signers, but he also had an account for which he controlled the funds. Okay, he also had an account for which he controlled the funds. Okay, he now asked the devotees to put $6,000 from their account into his. He wrote Brahmananda, this $6,000 will be transferred forthwith by me as soon as there is a sale contract for the purchase of the house.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji.
Anybody left Prabhuji's and Mataji's?
Yeah, Hare
Lovish
Krishna.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Lovish Prabhuji.
Yeah,
Hare
can I read,
Krishna.
Mataji?
Muralidhar Prabhuji, he is reading.
Hare Krishna. Can I read, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Okay. On February 10, Prabhupada wrote to Kirtanananda regarding the house. I was correct in my remarks that there was no definite understanding. In such negotiations, everything is done in black and white. Nothing is being done in black and white, but everything is being done with faith on Mr. Price. Let this understanding be completed within the 1st March 1967 and close the chapter. I think this is my last word in this connection. You are all grown up boys and you use your discretion and you can now complete the transaction without prolonging it indefinitely. If, however, we are not able to purchase a house, it does not mean closing our activity at 26 2nd Avenue. So there is no question of packing up and coming to San Francisco. Then on February 15th, Prabhupada wrote to Satswarupa.
You can
So
continue.
far I can see from correspondence of Brahmananda, it is not possible for us to get the house for so many reasons. The main reason is that we have no money to pay cash and nobody is going to invest cash in that house because it is neither complete nor has any income. It is simply utopian to think of possessing the house and Mr. Price is simply giving up as false hope. You are all innocent boys without any experience of the word. The cunning word can befool you at any time. So please be careful of the word in Krishna consciousness. When Krishna will desire, the house will come to us automatically. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Srila Prabhupada's doubts were confirmed when Mr. Price wrote to him asking for money. If Mr. Price had to so much money, Prabhupada reasoned, why was Mr. Price asking him for money? On February 7, Srila Prabhupada wrote to Mr. Price to impress upon him that there would have to be a sale contract before ISKCON could actually purchase the building. If there is a sale contract, my student here in New York City will be able to raise the fund very seriously. In the absence of any sale contract, everything appears to be in the air. And Mr. Taylor or his lawyer can change this word as he has already done. Srila Prabhupada's message was clear. Brahmananda, however, complained of poor communications. Things were always changing, and Brahmananda wasn't always be able to get Swamiji's confirmation on the latest changes. Swamiji would write his instructions in a letter, and although the devotees had to obey whatever he said, the circumstances would often have changed by the time they received the letter. Swamiji would also sometimes change his opinion when he heard new information. Sometimes Brahmananda would call San Francisco and Swamiji wouldn't be available. Brahmananda didn't feel right about sending messages through the devotee in San Francisco because he knew that the devotees there were skeptical about the whole transaction. If New York got the building, San Francisco would have to be donate $1,000. And the devotees in San Francisco, of course, had their own plans for how to spend money for Krishna. Yeah, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Mataji. Anybody left to read? Lalit Mohan Prabhuji, anything you want to discuss, Prabhuji, here?
No, Mataji, that's it. Price, na? He's taking price and not giving any.
You can share. Meanwhile, I'll search. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So it's all dubious transactions which are happening without any contracts. That's it. First he's asked for 1,000 and now he's asking for $7,000 more or $5,000 more. So Prabhupada said, just stop them. Have a contract. That's it.
Prabhuji, you are mute, Prabhuji.
What, Mataji?
So nobody, I don't know, Prabhuji, what's happening.
Yeah,
I'm
No,
not hearing.
actually, Mataji is sharing the Rudra Gita shlokas, Mataji. In between, she told me to speak something, but what should I speak? I am also thinking. That's why there is a lull.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay.
Really?
హరే కృష్ణ లలిత మోహన్ ప్రభుజీ థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ మీ వల్లనే మేము శ్లోక రిసైటేషన్ మంచి చేయగలిగినాం
నన్ను ఏదో షేర్ చేయమన్నారు మతాజీ, మిమ్మల్ని కాదు. ఐఎమ్ సారీ.
Yes.
మీకు చెప్తున్నాను నేను
థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్
వాళ్ళకి
మతాజీ.
శ్లోక రెసిటేషన్ ఎగ్జామ్ అయింది ప్రభుజీ సాటర్డే, అందుకని చెప్తున్నారు.
ఓహో అట్లనా, ఓకే ఓకే. ఆల్ గ్లోరీస్ టు మై కౌన్సిలర్ మతాజీ.
Even we had the exam yesterday, Prabhuji. So thank you so much for everything that you are
But
doing.
yours is writing, na? Writing doesn't matter,
Yes,
Mataji.
Prabhuji.
Only speaking
But
matters.
tune
Actually.
gurtunte automatically like words are
Yes,
yes,
Prabhuji,
yes.
I must agree on that. Tune gurtunte maku shloka gurtundi.
Thank you,
Even
Lalit
I would
Mohan.
like to thank the Lalit Mohan Prabhuji, Anand Gopi Prabhuji's grace. Anand Gopi Prabhuji also appreciated for the especially Shloka meter. So definitely that credit goes to you only, Prabhuji.
అమ్మ నాకు మాతాజీ 10 ఏళ్ల క్రితం మీరు వచ్చి ఉండాలి మా దగ్గరికి. అసలు అంటే అన్ని అంటే ఎక్కువ దెబ్బలు తిన్నవాడు ఉంటాడు కదా క్లాస్ లో, అనమాట నేను యాక్చువల్లీ.
పర్లేదు ప్రభుజీ, మీరు అన్ని మిస్టేక్స్ చేస్తారు. సో ఇప్పుడు మీరు
Prabhuji,
అందరినీ
మీరు
కాపాడుతున్నారు.
yeah.
We want to know you today only. We don't want to know you 10 years back.
మా కౌన్సిలర్స్ అడగండి, చెప్తారు మంచి.
ఏం
అంటే యాక్చువల్లీ
పర్వాలేదు
ఏదో గ్లోరిఫికేషన్ వస్తే నాకు అర్థం 2012-13 ఆ టైంలో ఒకసారి నా బతికేంటో ఒకసారి ఆలోచించుకుంటున్నాను అంతే.
You should tell your counselors, Prabhuji, అందరూ ఇలా అంటున్నారు చూడండి నేను ఇంప్రూవ్ అయ్యానని.
నో 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 మతాజీ, ఆయన తిట్టేస్తారు ఆయన. ఓకే, వి విల్ గో విత్ దిస్ శ్లోక 60.
Yeah, 60 Prabhuji. Yeah.
1969 లో పోలవరం ప్రాజెక్ట్ కన్సీవ్ అయిందంట. ఇట్ ఈస్ 2024 నౌ. ఇన్ ద సేమ్ వే దిస్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో. ఎప్పుడైంది మాతాజీ ఇది? మనం స్టార్ట్ ఎప్పుడు చేసినాం? ఇది
రుద్రగీత
మార్చ్ లో చేసినాం అనుకుంటా కదా.
సమ్మర్ లో స్టార్ట్ చేసాం ముందర.
అదే అది 6 decades పట్టింది, ఇది 6 months ఈజీగా పడుతుంది మాతాజీ.
We are learning, right?
జూలై
We are
ఆగస్ట్.
learning. Slow and steady.
yes. No time, but somehow or other the muhurta is so strong that it is dragging us.
అండ్ వర్సెస్ కూడా చాలానే ఉన్నాయి కదా ప్రభుజీ, లైక్ వి ఆర్ డూయింగ్
ఎక్కువ ఉన్నాయి ఇవి.
Prabhuji, lengthy కూడా కదా Prabhuji.
లెంది ఉన్నాయి అండ్ ట్రాన్స్లేషన్ పర్పస్ కూడా లైక్ ఇట్స్ వెరీ ఎలాబరేటివ్, రైట్? సో వి ఆర్ లెర్నింగ్. ఇట్స్ ఓకే
Very
ప్రభుజీ.
slow, but it's okay.
Prabhuji,
So
slow
we
and
are
steady
we
wins
read
the
today.
race.
So
60.
4.24.60.
Yes ప్రభుజీ.
Mataji, I just wanted to share one thing, if you all have time.
Yes,
Yes, Prabhuji.
When we say this, this slow, let us go slow. This was my general, we say, Vodpadam anamata. All my life. Only once, I just got a shock on this. There is one devotee known as Bihari Gopal Prabhu. I don't know whether I said about him or not, to you or not. As this is my general this thing, he is also very sweet devotee. Okay, like he is the first or second batch who was counseled by Gaur Gopal Prabhu. He was an actuary. After CA, he has done his actuary and he was doing with ICICI Bank. Not bank actually. He used to design that this insurance policies, na. So he used to design some
Lombard. He must be working for Lombard.
Lombard, yes, Lombard, for what accidental insurances or something. So he was working on it actually. So I he was big shot guys, but then they are like very very approachable. He was not married. He has 3 sisters, out of which one was a divorcee. The other one just married and she was troubled. No father. He is the only person, bread earning person in the home. And he is the elder of all the 3 sisters, and he should get them married. And every morning he used to come to our base, and from there he used to go to Lombard, because Lombard is just beside us. Our adjacent building of our building is ICICI Lombard in Amboli Naka, in Mumbai. And then,
Hare Krishna. Is Prabhuji there online? Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I am not sure, ma'am.
Oh, okay. I had started my career with ICICI Lombard, Mataji. My main office was in BKC, Mumbai, head office.
Can someone call Prabhuji? Hare Krishna?
Yeah, I'll call.
Yes. Yes.
ఏదో నెట్వర్క్ పోవడమో ఏదో కరెంట్ పోవడమో ఏదో జరిగిందేమో.
మాతాజీ స్విచ్ ఆఫ్ అని వస్తుంది. అయితే నాకు బ్యాటరీ ఫుల్ డ్రైన్ అయిపోయి ఉంటదేమో.
డ్రైన్ అయిపోయి ఉంటుంది. విల్ గివ్ 2 minutes and he'll join back.
Yeah.
So, Mataji's, Prabhuji's, ఎలా రాశారు మీ ఎగ్జామ్స్? భక్తి వైభవ, భక్తి శాస్త్రి. హరే కృష్ణ.
All went well, Mataji. All did good.
Yes,
చాలా బాగా
Mataji.
రాసినాం మాతాజీ.
Hare
Because
Krishna.
of you and Lalita Mohan Prabhuji.
No. Prabhuji, Lalit Mohan Prabhuji is our instructor.
Prabhuji instructor అయినా కూడా you are the platform to get him here, right?
My Prabhuji, Mataji. I am doing it on behalf of him.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much for everything, Mataji.
My Prabhuji is doing.
Also.
Yeah. I'm doing like menial service. My Prabhuji is doing very hardly. Yeah. Meanwhile, we can do synonyms and translation, right, Mataji? Hare Krishna?
Yes, Mataji. Yeah.
Yeah, you can continue, Mataji. Synonyms and meaning, translation.
Yeah, I'll read the synonym, Mataji. Yatra, where, idam, this, vyajyate, manifested, vishwam, the universe, vishwasmin, in the cosmic manifestation, avabhati, is manifested, yat, that, tat, that, tvam, you, Brahma, the impersonal Brahman, Param, transcendental, Jyoti, effulgence, Akasham, sky, Iva, like, Vishrutam, spread. My dear Lord, the impersonal Brahman spreads everywhere like the sunshine or the sky. And that impersonal Brahman which spreads throughout the universe and in which the entire universe is manifested is you.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Yeah, Mataji's and Prabhuji's.
Should I go ahead,
synonym.
Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Synonyms.
Synonyms. Yatra, where, idam, this, yajate, manifested, vishwam, the universe, vishwasmin, in the cosmic manifestation, avabhati, is manifested, yat, that, tat, that, tvam, you, Brahma, the impersonal Brahman, param, transcendental, jyoti, effulgence, akasham, sky, iva, like, vishritam, spread. Translation. My dear Lord, the impersonal Brahman spreads everywhere, like the sunshine or the sky. And that impersonal Brahman, which spreads throughout the universe and in which the entire universe is manifested, is you.
One more, Mataji, one more. Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Anybody would like to?
Yeah,
Synonyms?
I can.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
I'm sorry, I'm extremely sorry. My phone got switched off.
Yeah,
There's
it's
no
okay,
charging. I
Prabhuji.
couldn't sleep. Yeah. So we will start. We will start.
Yeah, we are reading synonyms and translation so that you can continue.
Jai.
And Sapan
Yes.
Prabhuji, you please carry on.
Yatra where idam this, vyajyate manifested, vishwam the universe, vishwasmin in the cosmic manifestation, avabhati is manifested, yat that, tat that, tvam you, Brahma the impersonal Brahman, param transcendental, jyoti effulgence, akasham sky, iva like, vistratam spread. Hare Krishna.
Translation, Prabhuji's one. Yeah, translation. My dear Lord, the impersonal Brahman spreads everywhere like the sunshine or in the sky. And that impersonal Brahman which spreads throughout the universe and which the entire universe is manifested is you. Yeah, Hare Krishna. Please continue, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay. Yatredam vyajyate vishwa. I'm just telling you the meanings of the word. See, this in the first line, the vyajyate is important. Vyajyate means manifestation. Wherever this vishwam, yatyedam means yatredam. Wherever it is manifested, this vishwam, and where this vishwam in the vishwatman. Vishwatman means brahmandam. Okay, in the brahmandam or in the material world, wherever it is there, avabhatiyat, that is manifested by yat tattvam. Yat tattvam means that manifestation is you. Okay, and in which way? Brahma param jyoti, in the form of Brahma Jyoti. Okay, so wherever there is a manifestation in this world, in this universe, and where is this universe? In the Brahmanda, not in the Brahmanda, this material world. Tattvam Brahma Jyoti, Brahma Param Jyoti, in the form of Brahma Param Jyoti. Okay, Akasham iva vistratam, that is spread like a Akasham, means everywhere. Okay, so whatever this impulse which has been manifested, that is nothing but you. Okay, this is what Lord Shiva or Rudra is telling to Vishnu. This all this impersonal, yeah. He's praying to Vishnu, na?
Yeah.
This Gita means his prayer to Vishnu.
Yes.
And now that is listened by whom?
Prachetas.
Yeah, Prachetas. But this is the glorification of Rudra to whom?
Vishnu.
Yeah, Vishnu. Okay. Sri Mahavishnu. Shall we go with the recitation?
Yes.
It's already 9:59. Late, Mataji, today. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yatredam yajjate vishwam. Please repeat.
Yatredam yajjate vishwam.
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 Vishwasmin avabhatiyat.
Vishwasmin avabhatiyat.
Vishwasmin avabhatiyat.
Vishwasmin avabhatiyat.
Vishwasmin avabhatiyat.
Vishwasmin
avabhatiyat.
Tattvam Brahma Param Jyotir.
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 Akasham iva viskritam.
Akasham
iva viskritam.
Akasham iva viskritam.
आकाशम्
आकाशम् इव विस्तृतम्
आकाशम् इव विस्तृतम्
Two lines together. यत्रेदं यज्यते विश्वं विश्वस्मिन् अवभाति यत्
यत्रेदं
यत्रेदं यज्यते विश्वं
विश्वस्मिन्
विश्वस्मिन्नवभासि यत्
यत्रेदं यज्यते विश्वं विश्वस्मिन् अवभाति यत्
यत्रेदं
यज्यते विश्वं
अवभाति
विश्वस्मिन्नवभासि
यत्रेदं यज्यते विश्वं विश्वस्मिन् अवभाति यत्
यत्रेदं
यज्यते विश्वं विश्वस्मिन्नवभाति यत्
तत्त्वं ब्रह्म परं ज्योतिराकाशम् इव विस्तृतम्
तत्त्वं ब्रह्म परं ज्योतिराकाशम् इव विस्तृतम्
तत्त्वं ब्रह्म परं ज्योतिराकाशम् इव विस्तृतम्
तत्त्वं ब्रह्म
ज्योतिराकाशम् इव विस्तृतम्
तत्त्वं ब्रह्म परं ज्योतिराकाशम् इव विस्तृतम्
तत्त्वं
ब्रह्म परं ज्योतिराकाशम् इव विस्तृतम्
All the four lines together now. यत्रेदं यज्यते विश्वं विश्वस्मिन् अवभाति यत् तत्त्वं ब्रह्म परं ज्योतिराकाशम् इव विस्तृतम्
यत्रेदं यजते विश्वस्मिन्
नवभाति यत्
ब्रह्म
ब्रह्म परं
आकाशम् इव विस्तृतम्
आकाशम् इव विस्तृतम्
यत्रेदं यज्यते विश्वं विश्वस्मिन् अवभाति यत् तत्त्वं ब्रह्म परं ज्योतिराकाशम् इव विस्तृतम्
यत्रेदं यज्यते ब्रह्म परं
ज्योतिराकाशम् इव विस्तृतम्
यत्रेदं यज्यते विश्वं विश्वस्मिन् अवभाति यत् तत्त्वं ब्रह्म परं ज्योतिराकाशम् इव विस्तृतम्
यत्रेदं यज्यते
आकाशम् इव विस्तृतम्.
Yeah, thank you so much. Now, devotees one by one, they can go with the practice. Okay. Starting from whoever wanted to leave first. Deepa Mataji?
Yes,
You can
Prabhuji.
recite first. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. यत्रेदं यज्यते विश्वं विश्वस्मिन्नवभाति यत् तत्त्वं तत्त्वं ब्रह्म परं ज्योतिर् आकाशम् इव विस्तृतम्. हरे कृष्ण.
Thank you, Mataji. Madhvi Mataji?
हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी दंडवत प्रणाम. यत्रेदं व्यज्यते विश्वं विश्वास्मिन् अव्यभाति यत् तत्त्वं ब्रह्म परं ज्योतिर् आकाशम् इव विस्तृतम्. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Can I read,
Thanks,
Prabhuji?
Go ahead, Mataji. Go ahead, Prabhuji.
Yes, Hare Krishna. यत्रेदं व्यज्यते विश्वं विश्वस्मिन् अवभाति यत् तत्त्वं ब्रह्म परं ज्योतिर् आकाशम् इव विस्तृतम्. हरे कृष्ण.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Yeah. Vani Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. यत्रेदं विज्यते विश्वं विश्वस्मिन् अवभाति यत् तत्त्वं ब्रह्म परं ज्योतिर् आकाशम् इव विस्तृतम्. I'll do the first lines once again, Prabhuji. यत्रेदं विज्यते. Second
यत्रेदं यज्यते विश्वं
यत्रेदं यज्यते विश्वं
यत्रेदं Mataji. यत्रेदं.
Okay. यत्रेदं यज्यते विश्वं विश्वस्मिन् अवभाति यत् तत्त्वं ब्रह्म परं ज्योतिर् आकाशम् इव विस्तृतम्.
Thank you, Mataji. Rashmi Mataji?
यत्रेदं विद्यते विश्वं विश्वस्मिन् अवभाति यत् तत्त्वं ब्रह्म परं ज्योतिर् आकाशम् इव विस्मृतम्. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Chandramohan Prabhu, will you fast?
Hare Krishna.
Change Mataji.
यत्रेदं यज्यते विश्वं विश्वस्मिन् अवभाति यत् तत्त्वं ब्रह्म परं ज्योतिर् आकाशम् इव विस्तृतम्. हरे कृष्ण.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah. Sandhya Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. यत्रेदं व्यज्यते विश्वं विश्वस्मिन् अवभाति यत् तत्त्वं ब्रह्म परं ज्योतिराकाशम् इव विस्तृतम्.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so much. Saraswati Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
यत्रेदं यज्यते विश्वं विश्वस्मिन् अभाति यत् तत्त्वं ब्रह्म परं ज्योतिराकाशम् इव विस्तृतम्. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Yeah, yeah. Any Matajis left? No, no? Yeah, Prabhuji's. Akinchan Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna. यत्रेतं व्यज्यते ते विश्वं विश्वास्मिन् अव्यभाति यत् तत्त्वं ब्रह्म परं ज्योतिराकाशम् इव विस्तृतम्.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Muralidhar Prabhu, చేయగలరా?
हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna.
यत्रेदं व्यज्यते विश्वं विश्वस्मिन् अवभासते यत् तत्त्वं ब्रह्म परं ज्योतिराकाशम् इव विस्तृतम्.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
हरे
Thank you so much. లావణ్య మాతజీ మీరు
Yeah,
ఒకసారి
Hare
చేసి కన్క్లూడ్ చేయండి మరి.
Yeah, Srimad
అయిపోయాం అందరం
Bhagavatam
కూడా.
4. Thank you, Prabhuji. Srimad Bhagavatam 4.24.60. यत्रेदं व्यज्यते विश्वं विश्वस्मिन् अवभाति यत् तत्त्वं ब्रह्म परं ज्योते आकाशम् इव विस्तृतम्. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Thank you, Prabhuji and Matajis, for joining today's reading and recitation call. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. श्रील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसडेंटल बुक रीडिंग की जय. श्रील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय. चैतन्य चरितमृतम की जय. भक्ति वैभव श्लोक की जय. रुद्र गीता की जय. वैष्णवानां पिता शंभो जय. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण.
Thank you, Prabhuji
Thank
and
you,
Mataji.
Mataji.